If you love wine and you are planning a trip to China, I wouldn't just stay in Shanghai or Beijing. I would start in Shanghai, and then I would go to China's wine country. More specifically, I would go to Ningxia. So in this video, I want to show you how I would plan a real China wine trip from Shanghai. It's not a sponsored travel guide, it's based on my own trip to Ningxia, where I visited 10 wineries in about 5 days. First, start in Shanghai. Most international visitors to China will probably land in Shanghai or Beijing. Beijing works too, of course, but I know Shanghai is better because I live here. And Shanghai is a very good place to have your first Chinese wine experience before going to the wine region. On your first night, I will look for a wine bar or restaurants in the city that serve Chinese wines. Think of it as your Chinese wine welcome drink. You get a basic idea of what Chinese wine can taste like. And then the next day, you fly to the region. From Shanghai, the easiest way to reach Ningxia wine country is to fly to Yinchuan. Yinchuan is the capital city of Ningxia. It's also the main gateway for most wine travelers going to the Helan Mountains East Foothills. The direct flight from Shanghai to Yinchuan is around 3 hours. After you land at Yinchuan Hedong International Airport, it takes about 40 minutes to get to the city center. For your first trip, I will not stay at a random winery on the first night. I will stay in Yinchuan City. It's much easier. You have more hotels, more restaurants, and it's easier to arrange transport. Then you can visit wineries by car. This is important. Ningxia is not the kind of wine region where you walk from the one tasting room to the next. The wineries are spread out. Many visits need to be booked in advance. And if you don't speak Chinese, you will probably need help from a local contact, a hotel, a driver, or a travel service. Now let's talk about the geography. For travelers, you don't need to understand every official sub-region, but you do need to understand the basic map. Ningxia's wine region is mostly spread along the eastern foothills of the Helan Mountains. To the west, you have the Helan Mountains. To the east, you have the Yellow River. They help protect the vineyards from wind, sand, and some of the harsher conditions from the northwest. And the Yellow River, together with irrigation, makes grape growing possible in the very dry land. I will not explain Ningxia by saying it's like Bordeaux. I will describe it as dry, sunshine, continental, and shaped by the Helan Mountains and the Yellow River. For planning your trip, I will think about 4 main directions. The first one is the Yinchuan side area. This is the easiest area to reach from the city. Some wineries are only around 20 to 30 minutes away by car. This area includes some very important names in the history of Chinese wine. For example, Helan Qingxue. Jiabeilan became very famous after winning a major decanter award in 2011. That moment helped many people outside China notice Ningxia for the first time. You can also think about names like Cannon Winery. And if you are interested in organic and biodynamic Chinese wine, Silver Heights is another important name to know. So if you only have a short time in Yinchuan, this nearby area is the easiest place to start. The second direction is Yongning. From Yinchuan City, it's roughly half an hour by car. In Yongning, 2 wineries are very useful for understanding the more modern and more scalable side of Ningxia. One is Feicui Winery. Feicui means fine stone or jade in Chinese. The other is Domei Shandong China. Feicui was one of the wineries that surprised me in this trip. They want to make wine that ordinary customer can actually buy, afford, and enjoy. The team told me they produce around 400,000 to 415,000 bottles a year. For Ningxia, that gives you a very different view from the small boutique wineries. Shandong is also very interesting. It's owned by LVMH, so for many international visitors, it may be one of the easiest names to understand. Here you will see how an international sparkling wine brand works in Ningxia. Chateau is more than 1,000 mu of vineyards, which is about 165 acres, or about 16.7 hectares. So in Yongning, you get a sense of Ningxia's modern, international, and more large-scale side. The third direction is Helan County and the Jingshan area. From Yinchuan City, it may take around 15 minutes by car. This is one of the areas I personally found the most charming. Here, you can find smaller wineries with very clear personalities. Some are more focused on ecology, some have very personal winemaking ideas. Some are run by people who did not begin their careers as wine professionals, and that makes the wine interesting, because sometimes the personality of the owner really shows up in the wine. If you want a quieter experience closer to the vineyards, this is also a good area to consider. Some winery stays or winery meals may be possible, but you really need to book in advance. Do not assume you can just walk in. The first direction is Qingtongxia. This is farther. From Yinchuan City, it takes about 1 hour or a little more by car. But if you are willing to go further, I would combine Qingtongxia with Wuzhong. Wuzhong is another city in Ningxia, and honestly, it's a great food city. You can stay there for one night and eat very well. Beef noodle, cold sliced beef, lamb neck, and a local dish called 炒胡萝. I don't know how to translate that beautifully in English. It's something like stir-fried sliced flatbread with meat and vegetables. It sounds simple, but it's really good. In Qingtongxia, one of the most famous wineries is Xige Estate. Xige is one of the largest and most modern wineries I visited in Ningxia. The scale, the equipment, the cellar, almost everything is impressive. For me, some of the wines are not exactly my personal style, because I sometimes find the herbal notes quite strong, but that doesn't mean it's not worth visiting. Actually, if you want to understand what a large modern Chinese winery can look like, Xige is a very good example. So, how many days do you need? If you only have 2 to 3 days in Ningxia, I would keep it simple. Stay in Yinchuan City. Visit wineries near Yinchuan and in Yongning. 2 wineries a day is enough. 3 is already a lot. Please don't turn this into a checklist. You are not there just to collect winery names. You are there to taste, to look around, to understand the place, and to enjoy the slower rhythm. If you have 4 to 5 days, then I would open up the map. 1 day around Yinchuan, 1 day in Yongning, 1 day in Helan County or Jingshan, and if you have more time, 1 or 2 days for Qingtongxia and Wuzhong. That is closer to what I did. I spent about 5 days in Ningxia, visited 10 wineries, also visited a few local attractions. For most travelers, that schedule may be a little intense. So if it's your first time, slow it down. 2 wineries a day plus 1 good local meal may be a much better trip. Now about budget. Ningxia is not the easiest backpacker stairs wine trip. The biggest cost is often not local food. Local food can be very affordable. The biggest costs are usually transport, private drivers, winery bookings, and translations or local planning support if you don't speak Chinese. So I would plan Ningxia as a comfortable mid-region trip, not an ultra-cheap trip. If you want, I can make a separate video about how much a Ningxia wine trip may cost. So that is how I would plan the ultimate China wine trip from Shanghai. Start in Shanghai with a few glasses of Chinese wine, fly to Yinchuan, stay in this city. Use 2 to 5 days to visit different parts of Ningxia wine country. If you want an easy first experience, focus on Yinchuan and Yongning. If you are a more serious wine lover and Helan County, Jingshan, Qintongsha, and Wuzhong. Ningxia is not the only wine region in China, but for a first real Chinese wine country trip, it may be one of the most practical and most rewarding places to start. And most importantly, it helps you understand that Chinese wine is not just a bottle on the restaurant wine list. It's a real place you can visit. If you want more detail, leave me a comment. I can make more videos about specific wineries, restaurants, local attractions, hotels, transportation, or how much the whole trip may cost. I am still new to English YouTube, but if you are seriously planning a China wine trip, you can also email me. I would be happy to share some practical suggestions based on your schedule and interests. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, save it, or share it with your 5 friends, and subscribe to China Uncorked. I'm Carol, this is China Uncorked. See you in the next video.